NASCAR Cup Series on the streets of Chicago. I have no intro whatsoever. I don't know what to say. We are on a street course.
Hey there, folks. Thank you all so much for joining us for a very exciting episode of NASCAR Cup Dates. This weekend, I found myself at Mid-Ohio for the IndyCar race, and I was getting a little bit nervous because I didn't think I was going to be able to get back home in time to watch Chicago's street course. Mother Nature had other plans in store. It started off as an absolute rainout. Lo and behold, race gets pushed back an hour. That's a whole other story in and of itself. But I got to get home just in time for the green flag and watch a very, very exciting race. SVG, Sean Van Geysenberg, getting it done in the number 91 car. That was one of the biggest storylines out of this week. I want him in a cup car. I think you guys want him in a cup car. But without any further ado, let's get to it.
It rained so hard in Chicago that the track was flooding. Tyres were floating away. Justin Haley's pit box actually had wreckage of the Titan sub. I'm not letting that go. It's funny and it's stupid. The Xfinity race got cancelled 2 laps before halfway, which pissed everybody off. But it's understandable because NASCAR did make a rule. But it meant that on Sunday, all eyes were on the Cup Series. Chase Elliott crashed out in qualifying. Kevin Harvick crashed out in qualifying. Ross Chastain was just fucking bad. And Denny Hamlin won a pole. When does Denny Hamlin win a pole on a road course? Something is wrong this year. Something's not right. He's doing good where he shouldn't be good. Alright, this Denny Hamlin's race. Watch what I do.
Through behind them there, and another, Denny Hamlin, the pole sitter, contact with the barrier.
In stage 1, it was green flag, yellow flag, every flag. So I thought I would just rattle off a few incidents so we keep the video going at a nice flow. Aric Almirola spun and fell to the back. The 2 legacy cars ganged up on Brad Keselowski and tried to commit murder with no witnesses. Denny Hamlin hit a tyre barrier. Kyle Busch smacked the wall and went underneath the tyres to bring out a yellow. The Decepticons invaded Chicago in order to bring Cybertron back to them. Tyler Reddick lost the lead and almost smacked the barriers. Noah Gragson did the exact same thing as Kyle Busch and brought out another yellow. The Transformers arrived and 2 fucking huge robots fought on top of a bridge. I will say that Ross Chastain, say what you will, he's fucking fast and like the top guy at passing in this series. He qualifies horribly and he's always up into the top 10, top 5. You gotta respect it. By the end of stage 1, he was up to 18th place. Pretty good. Christopher Bell managed to win the stage with Shane Van Gisbergen. I can never, not once have I got this right. I just called him Gibbo. SVG, we'll leave it at that. SVG. Noah Gragson, and I thought this was a repeat shot. They were showing a replay. Did the exact same thing in the exact same turn. Ended up doing a burnout to try and get the car free and didn't, so he scrapped another set of tyres. I can't defend that at all. I just don't know how he managed to do the same thing twice. Also in stage 2, Denny Hamlin got into Alex Bowman. Then Alex Bowman went out for something called oil protection mode. Not the protesters. If anything, the exact opposite. This wasn't all. Get comfy for this one. I know what I need. It's main event time. And this one involves absolutely everyone. I mean, not one person I don't think wasn't involved in this crash. I honestly don't know how to begin to dissect this. but Dan does.
So being the first street circuit on the NASCAR Cup schedule, there was a lot of unknowns going into this race. And one of the biggest things was the tight confined corners of this track. A lot of blind turns and not a lot of guys having the ability to see what's going to be in front of them coming around a corner. William Byron, being one of the first, tags the wall, goes headlong, and now you got the whole pack behind him, trying to finagle and finesse their way around. Corey LaJoie gets into the back of the number 4 car. These two drivers spin, and now the entire world is being stacked up. There's a small gap on the right-hand side, which every single car that is in this entire fiasco says, okay, I'm going to shoot this gap and make it on through. Kevin Harvick pops it in reverse. Either way, he closes the door, trying to get his car righted, and now the entire pack is deadlocked from there on out. This is unfortunately the norm with street courses, and I love it. I think that this is very, very good for the sport. This was one of the most crazy incidents we have seen just in general racing at the NASCAR Cup level. You don't see this, but we got it here, and I want more of it.
Noah Gragson spun out again. Honestly, I have not seen someone have such a bad race in my life. It was so bad, it made the Greek economy crash look good. To be fair, this whole race was just like wall bangs, tyre bangs. I said earlier that Ross Chastain was the best passer in the series at the moment. No. I would like to take that back. Shane Van Gisbergen. He's up to 3rd. He's up to 2nd. He's gonna take the lead. Fuck sake. Fucking fidget spinner Truex. Fuck these, man. Fuck all of this. Truex spun again. Did the exact same thing he's been doing. And now we have a late race restart at a road course, because the last time this happened, it went very, very well.
Somebody tries to shoot the middle. A lot of doors slamming back.
Oh my God, that is fucking deserved. Justin Haley put up one hell of a defence going into turn 4, but just Shane is now the 7th guy in NASCAR history, the first in the modern era to win on his debut. Pretty good. Well done. Justin Haley managed to hold on to 2nd, while Chase Elliott finished 3rd. Do you want to see where Chase Elliott is in the standings? Because whilst everyone else is on 18 races, he's only been here for 11. Right, Chase Elliott stats of 2023. To start the season, he finished 38th at the Daytona 500 after crashing out. The next race in Fontana, he finished 2nd behind Kyle Busch after not crashing out. And in Colorado, he finished in the hospital after falling off his snowboard. He missed 6 races and then returned before wrecking Denny Hamlin and getting himself another race suspension. He can make it into the playoffs. It's just going to be tough. But I want to look at the guys that he's passed in points. He's done both legacy cars, 3 out of 4 SHR cars, Todd Gilliland, Harrison Burton, and Austin Dillon. What's more mental to me is that Austin Dillon, his teammate from the same organisation, is sitting 5th in points. The weight on this man's back. Kyle is in pain. His spine crushed. He's carrying a multi-million-dollar organisation, multi-championship, multi-top shagger organisation on his back. Now it's time for Dan's Strong Opinions.
And now for my personal favorite segment of the show, Dan's Strong Opinions. So, what strong opinions do I have for you guys today? My strong opinions are as follows. Street racing like this is good for NASCAR. The Gen 6 car handles road racing like this perfectly. Absolutely phenomenally, and I could not be more satisfied with the on-track product we witnessed. I want more street racing like this. The big talking point, though, is Chicago the venue for it? Personally, I don't know. I love what I saw. I want more of it. This was a great sampling size. They need to do this event better. Start us off with a 3 o'clock start time so we don't have to shorten the race by 25 laps. And going in the future, what other tracks could we look at? Well, one of the biggest ones that I'm very fond of is Long Beach. I would love to see the Cup cars at least try Long Beach to see how they can handle it. That being said, the last turn at Long Beach is extremely difficult, and I don't know if Cup cars can handle that final turn. If not there, where else? Why not the Big Apple? New York itself. I would love to see a New York City street race with Cup cars. Bring the Rolling Thunder to the Big Apple. Let me see this one time. Everyone's talked about wanting to bring a race to those streets. Why not NASCAR? I honestly believe that street racing like this is good for NASCAR. I want more of it, and I want it to stay. These are my opinions. I'm sticking to them.
So moving on to picks, and I won with AJ Allmendinger. Let's go. I'm winning the pick standings, but fantasy-wise, not looking so good. We'll focus on picks. We're heading to Atlanta, and before we pick, I should say, we stopped using repeat drivers because we were using the same 3 guys. So what we've done is once we pick someone, we can't use them again. It doesn't reset for the playoffs. So if we pick a contender early, then we can't use him for Phoenix, if that makes sense, if he makes it through. Because, yeah, you know what I mean. So, we're going to Atlanta, and I'm here to have a bit of fun. It's an easy pick, but I'm going to go for Corey LaJoy. All I need for him is to bring the mullet back, and we'll be good.
So this week, my boy Tyler Reddick did the best that he could, but the unpredictable nature of this track was a bit too much for him. So Elliott got first dibs, which means now I am up. So who is going to be my pick going into Atlanta? I'm going to put my money on the number 8 car of Kyle Busch. Look, this guy has been stellar all year. I have loosely seen any issues from the transition from Gibbs all the way to RCR. This man has won here twice in the past. He has 8 top 5 finishes. I honestly believe that Kyle Busch is going to be one of the most dominant forces at this track, if not all year. Kyle Busch is a threat to win week in and week out, and in a track that's as close to a super speedway as you could possibly get, Atlanta, I think, is going to be to his liking. I want to say that Kyle Busch is going to get it done in an emphatic fashion this week in the number 8 car.
So that's all for this week. Make sure you're checking out the Instagram, TikToks, YouTube, and Twitter. Dan's Twitter, that is. I don't really post there. We will be back after New Hampshire.
And that will wrap it up for the day. Firstly, I want to wish everybody out there a happy 4th of July. I am filming this video on the day of. Very special day to me as an American, and all the Americans out there watching at home. I hope it's just as special to you. Anybody watching at home, please give us a like, a follow, a share. You all know that helps channels like ours trying to get ourselves going and growing. Give me a follow on Twitter at CupdatesDan. Always active there as much as I can while posting where I'm going, what I'm doing, races coming up, general talking points, and I want to hear your strong opinions in the comments below and over at my Twitter. As always, let me know how wrong I am, how right he is. Let me know your strong opinions, and as always, you guys have a good night.
Cheers.